My next guest joins me ahead of returning to the cage at Ring Combat 85 on September 20th in Atlantic City. He's the Italian Stallion, Nick Caracappa. How's it going tonight, Nick?
What's up, man? How are you? Thank you for having me on tonight.
So I'm doing great. We're 3 weeks away. We get a rebooking of the fight from June. A little bit of injury came into play. Fight got pushed back. We get the same fight. Same two people coming back together at the very next Ring of Combat event. Probably the best Ring of Combat event out of all 85 cards so far. How's things been since the injury, and how's recovery and training itself?
Everything's going as a plan right now. I'm firing on all cylinders right now, and the injury I believe made me a better fighter, and it gave me even longer time to prepare for this fight as well.
That's the only downside in a way too. It's the same guy for another almost 4 months. You say from the all June and into September. So same guy, same planning. We're gonna get the same result probably anyway. So it's not really much different there. And training at Dante Rivera, we kind of just went through a shift there. A bunch of the guys just went to war about 2 weeks ago.
Sure.
Injuries took out some of those guys as well. So we go from the one batch of fighters on one card to the next batch of fighters on the next card. How's it been being in the gym while people were getting ready to go, and now that it transitions to you guys getting ready to go?
It's amazing seeing my teammates get to train every single day, and then watching them go to war. It motivates me to even be a better fighter, and seeing some of my teammates fight the previous month just really motivated me. And it's been a pretty long time since I stepped back in the cage, so I'm really eager to get in the cage.
I mean, now when we go to the cage, we are a year past when you made your debut. Fight of the year, worthy fight last year. Didn't go your way, but learning experience. Learned a shitload in that fight that you'll learn probably more in that fight than you will in any victory fight. But more importantly, when Ring of Combat 85 comes around, there's another first that comes around too. It's the first time we get more than one Caracappa on a card together.
Yes.
We never got Phil on a card with anybody. And then between you and Matt, you two never shared a card. How does it feel to kind of be on there? And is there any extra pressure having like big brother on there with you?
No extra pressure. Just just gives me even more motivation to go to war. When I'm gonna be warming up, I'm not gonna be by myself. It's a lonely sport, definitely. But having my big brother warming up next to me while I'm warming up, both of us being prepared to go out, I feel like it's just gonna make us feed off each other. Once I go out there and finish my guy, I for sure know he's going to do the same as me.
Dante Rivera fighters sell tickets. Doesn't matter who in the gym is on a card. The gang, the army comes out. We now have you and Matt on this card. Are we ever going to get you, Matt, and Phil on a card? Like, why is no matchmaker in promotion thought of like the money that would be for coming from that?
Hopefully PFL takes a look at us and signs all three of us, or some big promotion, maybe even bare knuckle fighting too. I'm open for everything. Just got to reach out.
And we touched on that Dante Rivera, but you did add some other cross training in ahead of this one as well.
Yes.
I saw a picture of you and everyone's favorite internet troll, Dillon Danis. You got to see the real Dillon, not the internet persona. How has it been training over there, and what did you learn so far in your time over there?
I only got to go over there not too many times, but when my time over there was it was amazing time spent. I was training with Dillon Danis, and he's a mad cool dude. I'll let him rock with that persona he has, but when it's just you and him, he's mad humble, and he's mad helpful. We did a couple rounds together, and we drilled for over an hour together. It was really cool being in his space, even learning from him. He has a lot to offer, and a lot of people overlook it because of the shit he does. But that guy is really good at one thing, and it's making money. So I could definitely learn a thing or two from him.
Your opponent, Alex Brown. There's a little crossover match between this one and Matt's fight as well. Matt's opponent fought Alex Brown, so I'm not sure. I know Dante does a lot of tape study for you guys as well. I'm not sure if either of you are doing tape study directly. Has there been any crossover there yet? Has that fight come up in discussion where Big Knock has fought Alex to see?
Yeah, for sure. I definitely watched it, and I had my fight accepted prior to my brother Matt's fight. So I actually watched that fight before my brother even had the the option to fight him. So I already knew a little bit about the kid, Big Nog, and I watched that full fight and everything. I think me and my brother are both gonna walk out with finishes after that night.
And it's gonna be another one too. Like this, when I said this is the biggest card possible that Ring of Combat's put together, I think even the crowd is gonna be insane because Big Nog has a bunch of teammates on the card too. The Long Island MMA guys do come out in force. Those guys and the Dante guys, the crowd could get interesting. I'm just gonna leave it at that. We talked before we hit record. There's been some crowd situations prior. There might be more than one. There might be more fights than just in the cage in this one. But
hopefully not.
Definitely is
Not from my end, 20th, at least.
I'm just saying in the crowd. I'm not saying any relatives, any friends. Whatever happens, happens. But September 20th in Atlantic City. How does it feel to kind of like get to this fight in New Jersey? Because the last time you had to come to Parks.
Yeah.
Not to diss Parks, but no one wants to fight at Parks.
That's true.
Like, how does it feel to fight in like what used to be a fight capital of the East Coast?
I feel like I'm coming home to where I belong in Atlantic City. Not too many people really know this, but I grew up wrestling my entire life, and I succeeded very well. I have a lot of accolades with wrestling. I took top 3 in Jersey States my senior year wrestling, and that's where it was all down at Boardwalk Hall. So every time I come down to AC, I fought a couple times as an amateur down there, and I feel like every time I go down there, it's my city. Even when my brothers fight, I feel like I run Atlantic City, especially when I'm down there.
So we get a fight September 20th. That still leaves almost 3 months left of the year. Are you trying to get one more in this year, or is it going to be fight this one, see how it goes, and then see who has a card? I know Ring of Combat has a card, and October's probably too early. That one's going to be up in like Madison Square Garden. I'm going to make some bad news from that one. And then in December, they're back in AC. Are you trying to get back on the December card, or just whoever makes the first offer?
I plan on. Before we go into my opponent, I plan on definitely fighting. It would be my fucking dream to fight 2 times before the year end and get to 3-1 on top of my next dub that I'm about to get. But at least one more time before the year ends. I definitely can see myself winning, taking like a week off from training, and then getting right back into the gym and getting right into another camp. Definitely, that's my plan. I want to run up some W's in a short amount of time.
I was going to kind of avoid talk about Alex, but we do have him next. A win here gets you that first pro win. Alex has 6 fights himself. Little lopsided, but he's trying to get his second pro win. Let's go with that angle. What does it mean to get your first pro win here to kind of like right the wrong from last year?
I mean, it means everything to me. I honestly feel like my life depends on this, and I have that feeling I had before my first amateur fight. And it's that nervous, scared feeling, but I just believe that I am a whole different type of animal than Alex Brown is and has ever faced in his life. And I just really believe that I'm going to walk through him, and I'm going to shut his lights off within 2 rounds. And then I'm going to start calling my shots and pick up right where I left off. And this pro debut, that loss, it took a lot out of me. So getting this back is exactly like that. I'm righting my wrongs from what I did leading up into my pro debut. Everything that all that self-doubt I had going into the fight was for a valid reason, because I wasn't doing the things I needed to do outside of the gym to be a successful fighter. But this fight, I'm locked in. I've never been as dialed in my life for something, and I really believe in my heart that I'm going to knock Alex Brown out on September 20th.
And when we get to the cage, who's coming to you for the cornering? I'm assuming not Matt, because he'll probably be in the back warming up during your fight. I think you guys are slightly a fight or 2 away on the card.
Yeah.
Who's coming with you? I'm assuming Dante, but who else?
Definitely Dante Rivera. I have another coach I've been working with my striking this entire camp for. It's James Meals. He's phenomenal. He's more than a coach to me. He's like a mentor as well. And then I believe one of my best friends, and he's also a savage-ass fighter. He's going to be in the UFC soon, I believe. My boy, Jerry Leshy. I believe he's going to be in my corner. But I'll have my brother Phil back there in the corner in the locker room with me the entire time. And who knows, maybe I can squeeze Phil in as well, walking out with me.
And Jerry's one of those who just went to war himself, came out victorious, righted his wrong as well, called out the fighter from his debut.
Yeah.
Great learning experience there too. Jerry looked fantastic in that fight. Definitely had that nice matchup against Jacob and showcased that he has the ability to do what you just said, make it to the next
Definitely.
level. Outside of that, pass the mic to you. Let fans know why they should tune in September 20th, either in person, get your ass to Atlantic City, or stream it on insert it below because they change the shit all the time. Mike's all yours.
I honestly believe if you like martial arts or fighting and anything, you definitely should go to my fights. You'll probably see some blood fly through the cage. I believe I'm the biggest savage on the East Coast when it comes to fighting, that I don't duck anybody and I'll fight anyone. We'll come back to this interview in about 2.5 years when I'm in the UFC calling out big names. I have big goals for my future, and September 20th is when it all starts. I believe my pro debut was just like a warm-up for what I'm about to go on right now. I'm about to go on the biggest money run of my life, and I have never been so confident in my life about something.
Now, this is a fight that you actually got a training camp in for. Your debut was on like a week's notice, if that. It was kind of, you were presented a name, you were already ready. Fuck it, let's go. On both sides. So this is the real pro debut. You trained for this guy, you have it ready, and then September 20th, Tropicana in Atlantic City, Ring of Combat 85. Lou Negli is a genius. He puts on some of the best cards in AC. This is just yet another one. So tune in, and best of skill. Let's get it done.
Thank you. You're the man.